Everybody, this is Joe Cross, and if you guys are joining us, it's probably because you want to learn the 8 pillars to tripling your income in less than 15 to 20 hours a week and know exactly what to do in this business. So, what I want to make sure that you guys know, this is not a wishy-washy, feel good, heard that before message. These are lessons to post somewhere daily, refresh yourself monthly, and commit to them when the business is stagnant. And you need to go back to the basics, right? So Vince Lombardi, if you guys don't know who Vince Lombardi is, he's a professional coach. He was a coach for the Green Bay Packers, and every year when he would go into the locker room, he would always say, "Gentlemen, this is a football." Because let's think about it. What separates you from the real and the pretenders, the entrepreneurs and the business professional? Master of your craft. No difference between two football teams, same game, but one wins, one loses, and the one who sticks to the fundamentals can. The one that wins is usually the one that sticks to the fundamentals. So, can you guys be siblings in the same home, in the same block, in this with the same parents? One excels, and the rest do nothing. Right? So after tonight, you guys' only competition is going to be yourself because it's the only person who decides your destiny, right? So that's what's going to happen. Now, why this webinar? Why should you take anything that we say tonight in this webinar? Well, with so much information out there, it's a wonder that anybody actually succeeds because, I don't teach hypotheticals. I don't sell hope. I teach from experience, whether that's negative or positive, which we're going to talk about tonight. Business is a roller coaster, and you got to enjoy the highs and learn from the lows. We're going to give you a perspective, give you some insights, and enlighten you from what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And trust me when I say you're doing a handful of things wrong, and it's probably why you're not where you're at. But again, no one teaches this. Most people sell motivation and hope. So get a notebook, room, even if that means you have to be in your closet, okay, and get ready to have your brain blown with my genius, okay? Now, some of you guys already know who I am, and some of you guys is the first time you've ever seen me live. I mean, I have so much content out there. You guys just look me up and you'll find content. But for the people that don't know me, who do not know who I am, I'm not Willy Wonka, so definitely for any of you guys know me, I don't sugarcoat. I'm relentless when it comes to business. I'm unsatisfied by normal. The masses irritate me, right? I'm straight up no BS. So if anybody see me, I promote, I'm no BS for sure. I'm a straight talker from Chicago. Probably talks to me for a couple of minutes, knows that I'm not from where you're at. I'm from Chicago. I'm impatient, result-oriented, crazy, but I have a good heart. Definitely disciplined to the things that I do. Decisive, too confident for my own good sometimes. Quick to cut people off. But I'm a loving husband and father, determined to leave a legacy. Because a long time ago at a seminar, I heard someone say, "You can't call yourself a man and children's children," right? And so that you guys know why this is probably the most important webinar that you've gotten on. People, like I said, they teach nothing but hype. It's always a bunch of motivational nonsense. They don't get to the meat, right? They don't get to the bottom line. They just give you the desserts. But you guys want to know about me is I've been unemployable since I was 21 and my wife 19. We built a multi-million-dollar direct selling company for another company. We built our own direct selling company up to $600,000 in revenue. I had a call center full of people that worked for us. I'm 20 different managers. Each ran a sales team of 30 to 40. Built sales teams in the thousands. I presented 10,000 times services. I've succeeded in network marketing not just once, but 3 times. Interviewed and met over 50,000 different personalities. That's kind of why I think I get to the point, cut to the chase. I kind of already know what people are going to say. And as you guys move through your journey of business, you're going to learn the same thing that people kind of just, you hear the same thing. Just like, get to the point, get to the point. Shut down multi-million-dollar companies by blowing the whistle on their corruption. I've taken down the videos now, but I've called out some companies where they threaten to sue me. They never do. Because everything I tell about a company, organization, or a person, it's usually 99% true, right? I've been sought out by to join companies and represent organizations. I decline them all. And why? Because I don't play politics and I respect character over titles, right? So let's talk about this. By the way, you guys want to stay on for this way some stuff. I'm giving away some CDs, some books, I'm giving away audio series. I have a coaching program that I'm starting. So for any of you guys that already clicked on it, you're going to be able to work with me for 8 weeks for only $97. So you don't have to wait for the whole thing to end to be part of that training. I can tell you guys this. Hold up. Someone says that my audio keeps cutting out, so I want to make sure I be your internet connection, but because from what I see, it's perfect. Anyways, so let's talk about number one. Okay, pillar number one. There's 3 types of people, and we're going to talk a lot about mindset. We're going to talk about everything you've seen on the webinar, but there's 3 types of people, and you might be one of these 3. I would hope you're not number one, which is an instigator, because there's instigators, spectators, and participators. Instigators are the people because they have failed. Okay, these are the type of people that join a business, won't get into a business, they won't consider business. They think anybody that sells is a scam artist. They believe everything is a scam for the most part. So these are the type of people that you don't want to be. So on this webinar, learn that instigators are probably one of your greatest roadblocks to business when it comes to business owners or business people, because instigators are constantly want to give you their 2 cents. They got the closed minds, but they always want to open their big mouths. Those are the type of people that you need. Now, you might be number 2, and that's a spectator. A spectator is an individual. I call these the thinkers, where they overanalyze. I call these people the procrastinators. So some of you guys that are watching this might be a procrastinator. And there's 2 quotes that come to mind. One you might like, one might offend you. Procrastination is the assassination of progress. And second, procrastination is like masturbation. At the end of the day, you're only screwing yourself. Sorry if that offended some of you guys. But like I said, I tell it's how it is. I don't sugarcoat, and I want fluffy bunnies. I want impact. Now, here's what happens with the people that are spectators. You probably are one of those people that say, I know that syndrome. Like today alone, I erased 56 people from my Facebook friends list, and I'm going to remove probably another 50 tomorrow from LinkedIn. These are the people that I don't want to associate with. They're either instigators or they're spectators. That means they say they have all the answers, but they don't do anything. They talk about how they got this and they know that, right? You might be a spectator, but if you got on this live training, like even the people that signed up, we had 50 people sign up for this webinar. And if you look, I can look at the numbers throughout the call. I can see who got on, who didn't get on. And these are the people that I call spectators. They say they want help, learn. They say they want to build a business, but their actions show me that they're not that serious about building their business, right? And then you got number 3, which is what everybody should be. All about mindset is be a participator. A participator are people that they act before you think. How many guys are guilty of acting before you think? You kind of just do it and then you deal with the consequences later, right? Those are the people that you need to be. Too many people out there waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect time to call somebody, waiting for the perfect time to do the presentation, waiting for the perfect time to get into the business. That's a spectator. Spectator. Participators don't wait. They just get things done. They make moves. They're constantly moving. They make mistakes. They forgive themselves. They move forward. They make some more mistakes and they move forward. Because if you guys didn't already know this, entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. Or enjoy the highs, learn from the lows, right? Now, when we talk about mental roadblocks, let's talk about this for a second. only way, probably the number one thing that you need to do as an entrepreneur to get rid of these mental roadblocks, it's usually eliminating people, places, or things that are distractions. Probably the biggest roadblock, as we talked about earlier, as instigators, are people. People don't like to see other people do good. People don't like to see other people market better than them. People don't like to see other people sell more than them. People don't like to see other people doing well at all, right? And I forgot the quote, but there's a quote out there that says that, you know, 1% care, 9% want to know, and 80% or 80 something percent don't give a damn about you at all. And when I think about mental roadblocks, I think people get in this whole thing. I need to get motivated. I need to get motivated. No, probably a lot of the times you just need to eliminate people out of your life and stop going to places that are not a positive environment, or hanging around with people, or things, distractions, like just social media alone. Just going through the timeline. It's another reason why I had to raise 56 people. I was hoping these 56 people didn't register for this training and left the chat that I created, because those are the people that don't listen to me anyways. And then when I watch their stuff, they're a distraction. They never talk about anything of value. They never provide anything, right? One of my favorite quotes is, you can't eat at the table, or you shouldn't be able to eat at the table if you bring nothing to the table, right? I don't want to hang out with people that bring no value into my life, that don't help me one way or all in my life. So hope you guys learn from that. And then last but not least, confidence. What is confidence? And for some people that say I'm overconfident, some borderline arrogant. But here's what I know. You guys have to believe in yourself. That's all confidence is. That means every time you make a move, don't second guess it. Just do it. When you're thinking about, should I do this? Do it. If it doesn't work, start over. Should I say it this way? Say it. If it doesn't work, do it over. But here's what happens when people have too many setbacks, or too many too many adversities. They start to give up on themselves. They start to say, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe I'm not good at sales. You heard these people? As soon as you bring up something, oh, I'm not good at that. Or I remember one time there was a guy that worked for me, and he said, oh, I'm not very good with my checkbook. My wife does all that. Well, you might want to get good with your checkbook. I've watched enough criminal whatevers and DNA shows and whatever, where the wife kills the husband, or steals money from the wife or the husband. I mean, when people say things like that, it's like when you were a child, you could do anything, right? And they did a study one time where they went to a class that they went to a kindergarten class. How many of you guys know how to do art? Everybody raise their hand. They went to the junior high, maybe like 30% of the class. College, by that place, no one wants to be an artist, because confidence is knowing that even though you're not good at it now, you can be, right? So pillar number one, hope you guys get it. It's all mindset. And at the end of the day, believe in yourself. All right, pillar number two, marketing. I call this the prosperity triangle. And anything that you can put in the comments, or when I send you an email later, you can ask me questions on any of this. But take as many notes as you can and write down questions so you can ask me. But prosperity triangle. When it comes to marketing and business and being able to build your brand and being able to create attraction, or make a point or a purpose, or to what would you call that? Penetrate a market. You have to come with a vengeance, right? And one thing I can say to you guys is here. First thing I need you to ask yourself, who is the more important than the what? So I'll give you guys an example. Nick didn't sign up tonight. We've been going back and forth. He didn't sign up for my seminar. He didn't sign up for tonight. So good job, Nick. Not even taking me up on my free training. But here's what Nick told me. I said, hey man, so what do you do? He does these insurance cards or whatever. And I said, well, who's your target market, and who are you trying to sell to? And he started saying doctors' offices and people with pets and people. I want to get these in as many people's hands as possible. Yeah. Anybody that's on this webinar, obviously you want to get your products sold to as many people as possible. But then I want you guys to take a second to think about, who is that? I want you should be able to tell me, almost as if you're writing a singles ad, who the person you're looking for. Because if you don't know who, then you're not gonna get very far in business. Because Every time you talk, every time you do a video, every time you do an email, every time you do a text, every time you do a phone call, you don't even know who you're looking for. Even when I used to go to networking events, which I don't do these at all. I just don't do them. But when I would go to networking events, I already knew who I wanted to talk to at that event. So I would go with my entourage, 4 or 5 of us. We'd sit at a table, eat all the free food and drinks, and then we would look around the room and we'd see who are the sharpest people in the room. And then we go straight conversations with those people, right? Because one thing that I cannot do is I cannot raise the dead. I can't help somebody not be a loser because it's not me, it's their mentality. It's their way of looking at it. Those are the type of people that say, you know what, losing isn't everything. It's just a game. Losing isn't everything. Why do we keep score? What's the point of playing? But anyways, getting back to the point, when you're talking about marketing, first figure out who. And if you can't write it in a basic, simple singles ad, hey, I want a big lady that smokes and likes to get drunk on the weekends. If you don't even know who you're looking for, you're going to have a very hard time building a business or finding more customers and clients, right? Number 2 is why. Out of all the people they can choose from, why should they choose you? Just so you guys know, like I said, I'm giving away stuff at the end, so stick along. You'll figure out how to do it. And for all of you guys that don't know this, if you click below the video, you can comment. But also, if you click below, you can join a training program that I've put together. All of this, but more in detail. 8-week program, $97. Can't beat that. That's one dinner. All right, so, but why, out of all the people they could choose from, why should they pick you, right? Where you sell health and wellness, whether you sell cards, whatever you sell, it doesn't matter. Why should they come to you? Because that's what every person that you're prospecting, or anytime somebody sees you do something when it comes to online, or whatever your message is, because the money's where the message is, people want to know why they should work with you. What problem do you solve? How can you solve my problem? How can you deliver it better? Talking about now, about who you're trying to find and attract, and until you figure out why they should buy from you. One of the things I learned from Dan Kennedy is he said, you know, people, if you suck at sales, you don't want to get people to figure that fast. So if you're not good at presenting, you're not good at marketing, whatever, get good at it before you talk about anything, because you only get one chance at it. You don't get a second chance, right? So now, last but not least, so now that I know who I'm looking for, why do I want that person, or why that person should choose me? I got my message now. Where should you promote that message? Where should you promote your marketing? Well, what media? Mail? Should you use online? Social media? Should you be advertising in magazines? Should you be in the newspaper? On TV? Which one? I once had a guy that was one of my clients. He sold basements for a living. Not very sexy, but he sold basements. And then what he did was, this is what he did. Put a ad in a Clippers magazine without letting me write it, because that was my job. I was supposed to write the ad for him. So any of you guys that listen to all the stuff I'm teaching you, I do this for clients because it's not that I'm better at it. I've just been going about business since 2001. So it's 2017. I have the experience. I've done all the mistakes, so that's why people hire me. So anyways, so he goes and puts an ad into the Clipper magazine. Now, we know who he wants, right? He wants homes that have basements. Pretty simple. Well, this dummy goes and puts an ad in Clipper magazine when probably 60% to 70% of the people that are going to get that ad are in apartments. So it doesn't take common sense to say that was a dumb ad, but this is what people do. They don't understand marketing. You need to know who it is you want, why they should buy from you. That's the message. And then where the hell are we going to promote it? Where are we going to make this offer to them so they can become your customers, clients, patients, or whatnot? So one thing I want to share with you guys is the 3 secrets to mind control. Now there's 7 of them. So in the coaching program, if anything, it's probably the $97 worth the 7 secrets of mind control, week number 2 of the training, right? After that, you could just never get on another training, but you'll have the recordings forever. But the 3 secrets of mind control, the first time I heard this, I was blown away because I heard it from a guy named Dan Kennedy. Can't find it anywhere. I spent $2,000 to buy the program just to get this. But I'm going to give you 3 of the 7. So in every single marketing piece, every single marketing message, video, email, text, everything, you're supposed to use these 7 secrets to mind control. Now, it's not like manipulation, anything like that, but this is what all the top business owners use, because when they market to people, there's like a basis of how you would attract them. So one is greed and sloth. Okay, there is nobody in the world, right? They just did. I just seen it on the news yesterday that people were giving money to a fake organization that claimed to be an adoption agency to adopt dogs, and they were sending money to Africa, right? And I thought to myself, why would someone do that? Well, because if you're going to get a puppy for $50, right? You're thinking this is a deal of a lifetime. Well, as you heard, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. But let's not forget years, okay? People always want something faster, money, easy. So in your marketing, use it. Play on people's greed, because there's nothing you can do about that. They're going to be greedy. They're going to be greedy. And when they think it's just a killer offer, they'll take it. So figure out in your marketing how you could put greed in there. But another one, sloth, way of losing weight, right? Anybody that sells a product or service, if there's 2 things you sell. You either sell prevention, cure. Now, any of you guys that are in the prevention business, let's just use vitamins as an example, or health and wellness. If you take this, you'll have more nutrition and you won't have this if you put the skincare on, you won't have this problem at the end. See, but nobody does that. If people were buying skincare, weight loss, how they're supposed to, then there wouldn't be liposuction. There wouldn't be facelifts, right? Pay for cure. So one of the things you guys got to learn is when you're doing marketing to people, show them, you got to sell them what they want, okay, and then deliver what they need. I'll say it again, sell them what they want, deliver what they need. All right, next. Fear and insecurities. Fears and insecurities. So when you're doing marketing in the message, their fears and insecurities and how your product, service, or whatnot. I once met a guy at the gym, and he said to me, I said, hey, he was, I don't remember, he was like 7 years old, I don't remember, but he was in good shape. And I asked him, oh man, how'd you get into shape? It wasn't until people at work told him that he was fat. That goes with insecurities, right? What is his fears? What is insecurities? Put that. Now, I've studied marketing probably for 7 years. So it's exciting to me. For some of you guys, it's not. It's exciting to me. It's something I like to do. I like to create messages. I like to see a message and then watch people respond to it and watch people say, I want more. I want more. I love that. It's exciting for me. So some people don't do it. That's why they let me do it for them, right? The next one, emotional pain. Our job in our marketing, messages, videos, whatnot, is to talk about their emotional pain and then twist it with a knife. Okay? Now, for some of you guys, it's too aggressive. Business long, because sometimes you got to tell people how it is. Sometimes people have to hear leadership. But 3 secrets of mind control is to use emotional pain points. All right? People are moved by how they feel. Emotions, pain. People will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. Period. Doesn't matter. Works every time. Sometimes you'll offend somebody from you because you're the only person that can tell them how it is. So next, pillar number 3. Pillar number 3 is systems. There are no secrets to success, only systems. As great success has a system. And a system is just a way to say something that's duplicatable. So for example, every time I do a webinar, 30 to 50 people register without hesitation. Anytime I do a live meeting, 30 to 50 people or more show up. Anytime I do a seminar, I've marketed out, 50, 100 people show up, right? These are just things that I do that I've learned, and you should have a system that does it. But if you can't put together something and already kind of know what the result's going to be, then that's a problem. You don't have systems, right, in your business. So if it's important to you, it's scheduled. Meaning you guys let too many people waste your time. Too many incoming calls that are not qualified. Too many people have access to you. Too many people hit you up in your messenger bot. Too many people. I mean, you're already distracted enough just being on social media. You don't have a set day that you go, set days and times you work out. You don't have a set time that you eat dinner. You don't have a set time for anything. And how do we know this? We could do a clutter test for anybody that's watching this, whether it's replay or live, and we can go look at your car and see, is it looking clean and fresh? A car, like a wreck went through, like a tornado went through your car. That's what we call the clutter test. People fail every time because people are in a hurry. People are always in a rush. Why? Because 87,000 people want their time and they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to put people on schedules. They take any kind of call that comes in. They just don't get it. They just let people have too much access to them, right? You know, one of the biggest distractions is probably family and friends, right? They invite you to another party, another wedding, another whatever. Any money, you have a business when you got everybody's got your time. Next thing I want to talk about, what do you do when it comes to a system? Do you have a system when it comes to people being late to an appointment or missing a call or not being on a call on time? And the answer is very simple. If a person's late, misses a call, don't answer. Here's what I used to do. I remember one time we went out with a sales rep, appointment, and obviously the person already knew we were going to sell them. 10 minutes goes by, we were leaving. And they were freaking out because they want to make their commission. They're desperate. So I'm like, it doesn't matter. If the person's not here, I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours. Are you coming? Are you here? Where are you at? So that's desperation. So we started leaving. As we're walking out, the person came in. The person, see, there's no stress. Then there's times where I've just left and then people call me, what happened? I'm here. I don't have time. When people call me late more than once, and then when they're late and I don't answer, then the next time, guess what they do? They're always on time. See, that's a system. And when you guys don't commit to your system, if you call up Apple and it's an 8-minute wait, they're in no hurry to get to you. They'll tell you you're waiting 8 minutes. That's the system. They put you in a line and you have to wait. Our life waiting. It's part of life, guys. So next one, follow-up Friday. Everybody that I know that does business, sales, presentations, whatever, they always schedule all their appointments on Monday. Well, now what ends up happening is no one's going to schedule Monday because you're calling a Monday. Then no one takes Tuesday because that's tomorrow, and that freaks people out. So you probably don't get any appointments till only Wednesday, if you're lucky, maybe Thursday, because Friday don't want to do it. So follow-up Friday is the best thing to do when it comes to one of the things is systems. And trust me, guys, in my training, I'm going to go through so many different things you guys can do. This is one of the best books I ever read. I don't know if you guys read it. No BS Time Management for Entrepreneurs. It's like ruthless when it comes to time. But follow-up Friday means schedule next week out. When it comes to phone calls, when it comes to meetings, when it comes to whatever. A lot of my clients love to like, oh, you know, now that I got nothing going on, maybe I'll call him now and see if he can talk. They do it all the time because they're not on a schedule. I am on a schedule. You need to get on a schedule, right? And the last one I'll talk about when it comes to systems, you guys have to have tools. You guys got a text tonight. You might have once got a voice recording from me that went to your voicemail if you didn't answer. You guys might have got an email from me once or twice, right? This is, I'm being sarcastic. You guys might have called me before and had to say your name because I use Google Voice to, when I used to have a phone. I didn't have a phone for like 5 years. Finally got one, got rid of it again. Voice is a way for people to have to tell me who they are. I can listen in and see if I want to talk to that person, and then press 1, it goes straight to me. Or I just press 2 and it goes straight to voicemail. See, these are the kind of things, and I got so many of them, which I'm going to teach in the program, okay? But here's what I tell you guys. There's so many tools that I use to save myself time, money, that you guys don't use. I don't like cold calling. That's why I do text blast. I don't like doing cold calling. That's why I do voicemails. I don't like having to keep calling and leaving voicemails. I don't like to do it. I'd rather record it once and then never have to do it again. All right, number 4, let's talk about sales. Before you testify, which means simply, I don't even want to talk to the person or present to them unless they're probably more likely to buy, right? I'll give you guys a couple examples. So if you ever seen the movie Boiler Room, watch the movie Boiler Room. It's a great sales movie. Those guys are aggressive in the way they talk to people. It's kind of how I used to run my sales offices. It's like almost like a lighter version of what's that movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I was like the Wolf of Wall Street when I ran sales teams without the hookers and the cocaine. But one of the things from Boiler Room, once you got a person on a phone call and then you gave it to your senior rep, that means that person was ready to buy. So there'd be in the movie, there's like you couldn't even close a window, or when you would give him the call and he would say it was wood, which meant that you're giving me a phone call to a person that didn't want to buy. That's like when I was in MLM, and you guys are all guilty of this, or if you're an MLM, you're guilty of this, where I would have people tell me, all right, send them the video, tell them about what we do, and then give me the phone and I'll talk to them, I'll close them, right? So then they'd get me on the phone with people. And these people would say, okay, so explain to me like what business is this? What business is this? Qualify before you testify. I do not want to talk to anybody that already doesn't know what we do. Take every three-way call for you and do the presentation. You know how long that would take for me to call every single network marketer person that has somebody that's interested, which to them, interested means that they want them on the team or they want them to buy something. That's not interested. Interested is a person says, hey, I've seen the thing, I've been watching your posts and I like it and I want to know more. See, that's interested. Or someone that's watched the video and says, I want more information. Or someone's been to a seminar and says, I love what you're talking about. I'd like to hire you. Okay, anyways, so get back to the point. So I used to run a fire safety company, if you guys didn't know this. And one of the things I liked about the fire safety is that even when I would send my sales reps out, we sell fire safety equipment. So this is to prevent people from burning in fires. This is to prevent people from dying from smoke inhalation. This is preventing from people to burn their houses down, right? So who's more likely to buy from us? And I would tell them at the meeting, 35 or older, 35 to 55, actually 35 to 45 is what we tell them. They have children, they have a home, they have something to lose. Then you'd get a guy that come to the morning meeting and he would talk about how I didn't make any sales. Well, let's talk about the person, right? Because we make them fill out these surveys. And oh, well, you know, he's 21 with 3 frat friends, frat brothers that get drunk every week, every night, 7 days a week. Safety equipment. He doesn't care if he dies. Okay. So when I talk about doing sales, most of the reason why you guys don't is because you don't have any kind of qualification process to get them in. Even if you're going to meet with somebody. So like a lot of the times when we did the fire safety, we were cold calling people. Just today we're going to do a free fire safety thing. So we'd make them fill out these surveys, and basically the survey was to scare the hell out of them. If your house is burned, everybody's dying. That's kind of what the whole thing was. And then at the bottom of the survey, you made a sale or no. And it's funny because people would always write in maybe, Mark. These are not going to get anything done. I'd rather have 9 definite no's and 1 yes than 10 maybes. Maybes is going to have you following up for the next 10 years. So why are you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so here's what I know when it comes to sales, and then we'll move on to the next pillar. Emotion over logic. Okay. People move by how they feel. And how do I know that? Because you guys drive a car no better than the next one. It's not going to give you better mileage. It's not going to more safety or has 10 safety awards. No, you bought it because you wanted to go show it off, right? You bought a 50-inch television, excited about yourself, and then when people come over, oh, I got a 50-inch TV. You bought a home to show it off, right? That's the only reason why we do anything. Everything we do is on emotion. So I understand when people are selling, they're always trying to on logic. No, sell people on emotion. You close them on logic, right? But if you do a good enough job putting emotion in your presentations, your marketing, your sales, your emails, everything, the sale is pretty much already done for you, because people want to feel something. They want to believe. Okay, and all sales is belief from one person to another. That's it. There's nothing more simple than that. I'll say that again. All sales is a transfer of a belief from one person to another. I believe in it. Now you're going to believe in it. And when you don't buy, that's because they don't believe you. Very simple. When they don't buy in, they just don't believe it. So that's what a great politician does. That's what a great. That's it. All right. So next one. Let's talk about some money management, because every business owner thinks I make money, and then what do? They go out to more dinners. They go out traveling. They go buy some more clothes. They go buy some more crap they don't need. And that's the problem with business owners. That's why I get to the 10-year anniversary. That's why 87% of probably business the first year. So it's not how much money you make. It's how much money you guys make. It's how much you keep, which simply means is every time you earn money, that money, are you reinvesting it into the business? Breakdown of where all the money goes, or do you kind of just pay your bills? See, the only people that have the benefit of just paying their bills are employees. Employees pay bills, or employees get paid, they pay the bills, and that's pretty much it. See, entrepreneurs are on a whole different level. I remember my first business. This is the first time I've ever been in business, and I couldn't afford payment or pay my ads. It was either pay my car payment or pay for the office. It was either pay my car payment or pay for the phone lines. And you guys know the answer, because the ads paying me money. Phones are putting more money in my pocket. The office space is where I do business, so I need that. See, when you're an entrepreneur and a cash flow management, what to invest in? Well, you guys seen a video I did. Invest in yourself. That means every toy that I've ever bought, because everybody that's a business owner, when they have success, they want to go buy toys and show it off, which is good. You deserve to buy some stuff and earn and buy things for yourself. But when it comes to things, cameras, laptops, iPads, phones, you name it, I only bought them if I can 100% justify that I need that. There was a time that I had a laptop that was so damaged because I didn't want to spend money on a new laptop that I actually bought a $10 keyboard to plug into the side, and I was still ready to go. Screens and whatnot, because as an entrepreneur, you invest in things that bring you more money, right? And one thing definitely I've always invested in is books, CDs, audios, programs. I spent $2,000 on a program. That's not even come close to that, because I'm at a different level, and you get to these different levels, right? So second thing you should always invest your money in is, that means doing contests, events, training, promotions. So I remember one time I told one of these business owners, hey, you should give away let's just say this time he doesn't get all the money in the world. He's not rich at any means. He just started. I can't do that. What you do is you buy the TV, or you get a box, you wrap it in a present, a big old box. You tell everybody there's a TV in there. You make all the sales and production and all that. Then with all the money that you made with the contest, you buy the TV. Very simple. But one of the things last thing that you guys got to learn is you have to advertise. You have to spend money on marketing, on getting more clients, on getting more leads. You have to, because I don't spend a lot when it comes to overhead, when it comes to running my business online, but I buy things that are needed to constantly get a lead and flow of customers, right? So it costs money to do the text that I sent you. It costs money to run this page, the website that you went to. It costs money to do emails. All that costs money. But that's all part of doing the business. And I know the numbers, that I know that it all works out. And if it didn't, I wouldn't be on doing any trainings at all. But you guys got to learn how to, when it comes to even promoting and marketing, how to use promotions. Like, give you guys an example. For some of you guys can go way back. Football phone with subscriptions purchase. You guys remember this football phone when you subscribed to Sports Illustrated. Nobody cared about the Sports Illustrated. That's it, right? I used to do coaching programs and whatnot. People would sign up basically because they want the iPad was given away, or the phone. I once went to a seminar where these guys were bombing. They were the most boring guys I've ever seen. They were not getting anybody convinced. They even stopped in the middle of the presentation and made everybody do the wave to wake them up. It was so horrible. It was Millionaire Mind Intensive, which is probably one of the worst seminar companies, and those guys just want as much money you can get out of you. But my point was this: it was amazing to watch that at the end when he couldn't sell, with his life dependent on it, which was pretty smart. They were giving away tablets or something like that if they sign up. And now you see people go to the back of the table sign up because they bought $3,000 to work with them. They said, well, it sounded halfway decent, so and I get a free tablet out of this, might as well buy it. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing to me. But that's something that you guys got to learn about doing in business. Just the other day, I told somebody that does wine should buy some kind of wine gift that comes when you sign up or when you sign up as a customer. Stop being so cheap. Give them something. 6 movement. Building a business and create a movement, specific objective or mission. Okay? When you guys are creating, see, most people that have a business sell crap, sell stuff. It's not exciting when you're just selling crap and selling stuff, right? So you guys got to learn how to build a movement. And what I mean by that is building a business and create a movement with a specific or mission. And I'll give you guys a couple big companies. You guys ever heard of a small company called Apple? Well, if you read the biography of Steve Jobs and you've read anything about him, their only objective at Apple is to get as many credit cards on file as possible. If you guys ever had a credit card expire and you try to go sign into iTunes, oh, sorry, you can't sign iTunes, your credit card is expired. Please update the credit card now so that you can never do anything on your phone again. Because Apple's objective is pretty specific. It ain't selling more phones, which they do that good. It isn't about selling the next, people are going crazy right now. It's about getting as many credit cards on file. Objective. Amazon, that's another small company. When they first came out, their objective was simple. It was only to be the biggest book provider online. That's it. They call themselves Amazon because Amazon River, get it? The biggest. Now, here's what I think is crazy. If you ever read up on that, I've read about Amazon. And Amazon, I learned that they didn't even own any books. What they would do is they'd sell these books, and then they would go through a third party and ship them to these people. So they didn't even own any inventory at all. And now look at where Amazon is. Their objective is no longer to sell the most used books now. It is to take out the retailer business and bring everything online, right? What about Jenny Craig? Jenny Craig's mission. And as I'm saying these, I want you guys to think about what's my mission? I mean, I know I sell my thing, but what are you, for what? Movement you're making right now, right? So Jenny Craig, most before and after transformations, right? McDonald's. If you ever read a book about McDonald's, he didn't care. He said, what business I'm in? Everybody said hamburgers. No, he's in the real estate business. If you guys ever driven down a public road and you ever seen these yellow things and you go over like a little bump and it's connected to these wires, that's monitoring traffic. They wanted to own the most real estate, meaning putting their McDonald's in the most locations that have the most. You see businesses die because they put it somewhere that nobody will ever see it. You guys have experienced it before. A business like, how would I even know it's in the back of over here by the garbage cans? I didn't know your taco stand was behind here. So when you think about building a business, think about what is the movement you're creating. You can't just be selling stuff. And then at one time, my objective mission was to have the biggest seminar at all time. And I was going every seminar. I was studying my competition. And then to the point I got to the level where I've got tons of people coming to the seminar. And I say, you know what? And I changed that objective really quick, right? Is simple. I don't matter how much members I have, no matter how many clients I sign up. I want people to know that we won't BS. We're going to tell you how it is. And unfortunately, there's not a line full of people, maybe you guys are them, that want to hear the truth. All right, number 7, members. Members. Eliminate the one and done sale. How many of you guys want to eliminate the one and done? Look at Amazon. Why do they have Amazon Prime? Because they want to bring your business to them, right? They don't want you to just go on there one time. They wanted you to shift all your, when it was back in the day with Amazon Quick Start, same thing. Shift all your shopping to online. Obviously, that didn't work. But when it comes to Amazon Prime, so you're committed to buying more stuff online, giving the 2-day shipping. I even just heard I was reading somewhere where if you're on welfare or if you're on any kind of assistance, government assistance, you get a discount at Amazon on their Prime so that you can buy stuff online too. Now, I'm pretty sure you've never seen it, so they're not marketing it enough, but they're trying to go after that market too. That's crazy. So, members, appreciation dinners, events, right? They do seminars, right? They have people come together. Why do they do seminars? Why do they do the events? Because they want you to come together and meet other people, other positive, and feel like you're big part of a big culture and you're part of this big movement, right? We're ground floor. There's only 100 of us in a room. When the company gets bigger, now they want to show off. We had 10,000 people here. We had 50,000 at a stadium, right? That's what having members. So not just getting people to buy from you, but having them become long and find a way to engage the customers. Believe it or not, when they first started, what made that business huge was having support meetings. Me, if you guys think it's corny listening to this to me, that's not what gets me excited, right? But I'm not the overwhelming majority. The overwhelming majority want to engage. They want to be part of something, right? People need to connect and develop relationships. So what I keep seeing online, got to build those connections. Got to develop those relationships. See, me, I'm all about building a business, and I'm trying to be the Steve Jobs. I'm trying to be the Jeff Bezos. That I'm not going to be able to meet every person, but I will still make the impact, right? And when it comes to creating an environment for people, at one time, I had a newsletter, a magazine that went out monthly. Lifers, you don't want one. But here's another thing I want you guys think about this. Why do people that create music for a living, why would they just make CDs, call it a day? Well, what do they do that brings the people together? They have concerts, right? At one time, Gene Simmons had the Kiss Nation. People are still excited about Kiss. They still are raving fans. And if they were to do another freaking concert, they'd come together. So why not just sell the CDs and call it a day? Because people want to meet them. People want to see them. They want to bring people together. They want to have the excitement, the energy. So that's something that you might be missing from your business. You don't have a membership. You don't have a way to keep people coming together and stay engaged. Because as you guys know, most people that buy out, right? Eventually they fade out. And see, that's why me doing this training tonight, a lot of the people that used to work with me, train with me before are back on it again because they want to see what I'm talking about now. Keep it fresh, keep it new, but always keep the people engaged. And then last is mentorship. 8th pillar, where most people need help on. Guys, the most top athletes, top business owners, top real estate investors, top anything have coaches. People that suck at speaking, hire a coach to speak. People that suck at nutrition, hire nutritionists. People that are not good at staying in shape, hire a personal trainer. See, anybody that wants to be a professional and wants to go to another level in their business and their lifestyle, they have to have mentors. They have to have people that they hire that will do things or teach them things that they. But there's 4 types of people in every organization, and I'm about to teach it to you. I've been doing this speech. There's the weasel, the whiner, the worker, and the warrior. Let's talk about the weasel first. In your garden is somebody you want to kill. A weasel is a person that's always trying to bring, they're already a negative person. They're already anywhere, but they want to bring as many people with them. They're behind your back talking about you. They're behind your back talking about your product or service. They're in other people's inboxes talking about you. They're weasels to ruin everything, right? So stay away from the weasels. Once you know somebody in your organization or even a customer could be a weasel. I've had customers try to ruin business with other customers before. I had one of my customers once call me say, "Oh yeah, this lady, blah, 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 blah. She was talking about you." Years later, the federal government is now investigating her for fraud, doing mail fraud. She's just a shady woman. So you could have bad weasel customers and bad weasel team members and bad weasel people in your organization altogether. Right? Number 3, whiners. Whiners are the people that constantly complain about everything. This doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'm not too afraid of whiners. I make fun of them. I think all whiners need to do is hang out with a couple warriors and they'll change their attitude quick because they realize that they're whining, but whining gets us nowhere, right? And then you have the worker. The worker is a person that just does enough, doesn't do more, doesn't do less. They just do enough just to stay in the organization, right? I don't want workers. I want to attract warriors. Warriors are like the participator. They get things done. I'm a warrior. So that's why I'm sought out all the time because people are like, I know if I this or if I have Joe help me, I don't have to worry about how he's going to do all the work. Well, for the most part, I am going to go to bat for you and constantly tell you the next step, constantly give you the next idea, constantly tell you what to do, right? Congratulations to the people that signed up for the coaching program. We're only taking so many, so plus the price is going to go up. So if you guys didn't sign up yet, think about this. And I've said this on videos. I've said this in training seminars. You guys need to learn, choose mentors, but also choose people to mentor or mentees, what we call them. That's even a freaking word. But especially people that love basketball, what do Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan have in common? And I always get the common answers. He has rings. They're both relentless. They both have skill. Great basketball player. Whatever. All those things are absolutely true. Hard workers. Last one there. Last one to leave practice. All that's definitely for sure. But one thing that most people don't realize that Kobe Bryant has 5 rings. Michael Jordan has 6, and only one person has 12. Their coach. Phil Jackson has 11 from their championships and 1 of his own. So if I was to want to talk to somebody about leadership, would I want to talk to Kobe Bryant or Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson. He's the one that put it together. He made Kobe. He made Michael Jordan. They have their own skill set for sure. All a mentor does is literally the level you can't get to because you're in the frame, so you can't see yourself when you're in the frame, right? But when you're being a great mentor for people, or if you're looking to have a mentor, you want these guidelines. Colin Powell said he'd rather be respected than liked. When I first heard that for the first time, I took it to a literal. I'd rather be respected than liked because it doesn't matter if you like me as long as you respect me. Want about me and not want to hang out with me again, but you can't take away the attraction I get, the results I get, the noise I make, the fear I put into big organizations. You can't deny that, right? So maybe that's what you guys are missing. Rather be liked and respected. See, I want people if the in my number one competition, and let's just say 5 guys are coming up to us and they're about to pound our face in. Want to make you would feel safe hanging out with me than my top competition because you're afraid. But my point is, I'd rather be respected than liked. Tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And we attract certain people, leaders, as well as you and your business, your customers. You want to attract leaders, people that get it, understand. They don't know everything. They want to learn, constantly learning, educating, evolving, right? One thing I'll say to you guys is by positioning yourself as an authority, as a superior, you have to tell people that. You have to get the respect from the minute. Just push just because you want to sell stuff. But one thing I know about business, organizations, churches, political parties, governments, countries, you name it, kingdoms, everything rises and falls on leadership. Hands down. So if you're not growing, if you're not expanding, if you're not going to the next level, that's because everything rises and falls on leadership. And you can't call yourself a leader unless you have a following. You cannot call yourself a leader if you don't have people coming to you for, because there's 2 reasons why people stop following your lead. And that's because A, they don't believe you can solve their problem anymore, or B, they don't think you care. So I hope this training, guys, tons of content, and I hope to meet you guys whether at my next seminar or if you're part of my coaching group that you joined. Again, congratulations to all of you that have joined so far. Nobody else that you guys are going to find that is more committed your ass and getting you to another level. You can ask people that have worked with me. You can ask people that ran away from me for a year and then came back because they know that no matter what they look for, everything else online, every other mentor supposedly, he's not your mentor if you never get to talk to the person on stage. He's not your mentor if he's on a video or in a book, right? You want to talk to a person, ask for assistance, ask for help. So congratulations to all that joined the coaching program. I appreciate you guys for getting on. Watch the replay over and over again. Share it with people. Comment what you guys learned. And I'm going to be sending you guys out an email soon. And I'll see you guys at the top because the bottom's too crowded. And if you guys continue to follow the masses,